good mainstream music in 2025? I know that sounds really crazy, but believe me, there were some really good songs released this year, which is why today we're gonna be making the top 10 of best songs of 2025. And for this, I'm limiting myself to only be selecting songs that charted on the Billboard Hot 100, mainly just to have, a selection of songs that I can limit myself with, because if I just make it with everything that I listened to this year, all of the albums, all of the singles, then it's like a complete mindfuck, and I don't really have the time to look through every single song that released this year. So I consider this to be a much easier way to do it. And yeah, without anything else, let's go into the 11th spot, which is the spot that I have for these videos for a song that did not chart that I really want to mention. So let's get right into it.
But she poppin' tryna weigh out the options, like how she benefit fucking a nigga from Bompton. She fuck with him cause the sex be poppin', so don't.
At the 11th spot, I have the song Lovers or Friends by YG and Leon Thomas, and man, I just gotta say real quick, YG is one of the most severely underrated rappers out there. He has plenty of bangers in his catalog, and yeah, his latest output hasn't been the greatest, but the rollout that he has been doing for his next album has been really good, with this song being my personal favorite out of the bunch. The production is just super groovy and has that old West Coast vibe that, it's a bit more melodic, it's not that aggressive, and it just sounds really smooth and really great. Leon Thomas on the hook is of course a perfect fit for it. He has been just growing, and this year it has just been amazing for him. He's like one of the most nominated artists at the Grammys, and I think it's cool that he gets to collaborate with some of my favorite rappers. He has collabed with Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean, and now with YG, and he just fits perfectly in this song. Then YG comes in with two very entertaining verses with some really nice flow switches every now and then, and it's just a super enjoyable song that makes you just feel good and vibe out. But anyway, some other quick shoutouts that I wanted to have as honorable mentions. First off, we have Yes You Can by Young Thug. Yeah, Young Thug is the only rapper out there that can be in the honorable mentions for both my top 10 best songs of the year and my worst songs of the year. But yeah, Yes You Can, to the surprise of nobody, is an old song. It wasn't actually made for this album, which is why it sounds good, but I don't care. It was released this year and I love it. I have been bumping it day and night. The beat is just super addictive, and Young Thug has those classic flows and vocals that you really miss from him with the Oi Scooty. And yeah, it's just a song that makes you remember why Young Thug was one of the trap goats. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people would call him a trap goat, but to me personally, he was one of the best trap rappers that we had on the last couple of years before all of this happened. But yeah, next is High Roller by Joey Badass, A$AP Ferg, and Kills to BC. Another song more on the melodic side, similar to Lovers or Friends. It just has a really nice kind of like psychedelic boom bap beat that I really enjoy, and like, what else could you expect when you have both Coleman and Boy Wanda on the production? Joey Badass delivers two super strong verses with some nice flows, and A$AP Ferg comes in on the third verse with all of that energy that you come to expect from him. But surprisingly, the one that I think did the best on here is Kills to BC with the amazing hook. It's probably one of the catchiest hooks of all year in my opinion, and it's like the cherry on top to make this song one of my favorites of the entire year. And finally, I wanted to mention a song that isn't a rap song, but it's by a noticeable rap producer, and that is Telepathy Love by BNYX and Clara Lassan. And I just love so much this song because it showcases how far BNYX has gone as a producer. A few years back you would ask someone who is BNYX and they would just tell you that he's the guy that makes rage trap beats for Yeet. And don't get me wrong, I like some of the old BNYX beats, but honestly the growth that he has had as an artist is just amazing, working with rappers like Drake, Travis Scott, and continuing his incredible run with Yeet. And in this song Telepathy Love, it just shows how versatile he is as a producer, making this amazing R&B electronic pop song that is just such a catchy and amazing song. He is just incredible at the keys, and Clara Lassan, who I don't really know at all, but she just delivers an amazing performance over this beat, sounding really like Maria the Scientist in my opinion. And yeah, just such a vibe of a song, and I cannot wait to see what BNYX continues to do into 2026. But yeah, that is my last honorable mention. Now let's go on to the actual top 10.
I heard you been dreaming about me lately, girl. I'm
At the 10th spot, we have the song Tiramisu by Don Toliver, and Don Toliver is one of the few mainstream rappers that did not drop this year, which was pretty surprising because he dropped in 2023, he also dropped in 2024, so one would expect that he would drop in 2025, especially when he was releasing a bunch of singles, but he did not drop, and you know what, I'm fine with that, because seeing how all of the other mainstream trap albums turn out, I'm fine with waiting 1 year for a new Don Toliver album. Besides, we got a bunch of really cool singles, with Tiramisu being, in my opinion, the best one. When I first heard this song, it wasn't all that crazy to me. I remember I still preferred more the song that he released with Mustard, but after listening to it a bunch more times, I just came around to love this song. First off, you have the amazing Cardo Got Wings production, which, by the way, Cardo Got Wings had a crazy run this year. He had a really solid album with Larry June, a lot of production on the Wiz Khalifa album, and this amazing song with Don Toliver. The beat is super groovy and it just sounds perfectly fit for Don Toliver. It kinda reminds me of something that you would find on a Heaven or Hell. It has that really nice melodic feel to it, and Don Toliver's vocals fit right in with it. The pre-chorus is one of the catchiest parts of the entire song. He just hits the melodies perfectly, and you know, I like those songs where Don Toliver is more aggressive, like Private Landing or Tore Up, but definitely my favorite version of Don Toliver is when he is much more melodic, like in this song. I just feel like that is his biggest strength. He showcases it to the fullest in here, and when he gets with amazing production like this one, it's just like, what else would you want? Like, this is so amazing. And yeah, I'm just really excited for Don Toliver's next project, and hopefully the quality will be on par with this song, because this one was a great one.
Yeah, I just read her text, it say, she blowing.
At number 9, we have the song She Ready by Key Glock, and let me just start by saying that I'm super glad that Key Glock had such a big year. First off, since most trap albums were really trash, a lot of people actually checked out Glockavelli because that was one of the few good trap albums, so he got a lot of attention through that. And then he also got pretty big songs with Offset and Rich the Kid, so I'm really glad. And also he got a song to chart, and like, to be honest, any song of Glockavelli that charted would have made it onto this list, because that album is just filled to the brim with incredible cuts. But anyways, this song is on the more low-key side of the track list, which is not bad at all. Even though I rather listen to the more energetic songs, this one still sounds really cool, and it is especially due to that amazing Barbara Mason sample that just sounds heavenly in the background, and that Key Glock uses on the hook to, you know, go a bit back and forth and use it to like finish his sentences. It just sounds really clean, and Key Glock just flawlessly flows through the whole verse that he has with zero effort, to be honest. It just feels like it's a natural thing for him, and the characteristic Memphis drums that are there, that are on the lower side, it just makes for a perfect combination. And you know, Key Glock said that this was his favorite song of the album, so I'm glad that is the one that got the most recognition. And yeah, if Key Glock keeps releasing albums on this quality, I just can't wait to see what happens to his career. I know a lot of people don't listen to his albums because he has that no feature policy, but like, seriously, if you have not heard Glockavelli, I would highly recommend you to do so. If not, then listen to this song at least. But yeah, Key Glock, one of the most underrated rappers out there, and hopefully he keeps on growing and growing, because he truly deserves it.
We got sticks in the club illegally. Got the whole 6 side, they believe in me. We got members east of the DVP.
Drake. I already kinda said this on my worst songs of the year video, but I'm gonna say it again, and it's like so crazy to me that Drake can every year just release the most average and a mid album, but then in the track list he has like one generational banger in between all of the mid fest that all of his albums are. And Some Sexy Songs for You is not the exception. Like, that album is the definition of mid, but Nokia is a generational song. I really cannot believe how not a single rapper thought of sampling the Nokia ringtone, or at least no one did it and got attention for it, because like probably there's like a Soulja Soulja Boy song that samples it or something. And yeah, the production in this song is just so insanely good. It has the poppy scenes and it's just such a vibe. I really don't know which one out of the two beats I rather listen to more, because they are both so incredibly good. You have Drake not trying to be tough and just having fun on a song. Like, you can hear that he is having fun while making this. And yeah, there are some corny lines every now and then, but like, who cares? This song is not meant to be taken seriously. I mean, not like it's not meant to be taken seriously, but it's just a song to have fun. Nothing that you should, you know, look too deep into. And that's exactly the type of music that Drake should be doing now, because like, whenever he tries too hard, it just sounds a bit wrong. But in here, it's just natural. He's just natural at making this sort of poppy hits. And I think he should be doing more of this, because this song is just great. And then you have the producer of the song, Elkan, helping in both of the hooks, and he does pretty well. I don't think he has any other vocal credits ever, so for this to be his first performance, he did pretty well in my opinion, and that's a nice touch to the song. I just kind of wish that Party Next Door would have been included into this song, because I feel like he could have added a bit into it and it would have been pretty nice, but the way it is, it's already amazing and I really do like this song.
I ain't tryna add no pressure for ya. I know that they all doing extra. She got dark thoughts and me hits on ya.
At number 7 we have a very similar song actually to Nokia, and that's Dark Thoughts by Lil Tecca. You know, last year he released his Plan A album, which was pretty solid in my opinion, but it didn't have any like huge hit like Ransom or 500 like some of his other albums had. But I'm really glad that he got sort of a resurgence this year with Dark Thoughts, and it is for a good reason, because this song is incredibly catchy. If I remember correctly, the beat from this song, he found it on YouTube, and it was like a Neptune's type beat, and it's just sounds like a Neptune's beat. It really sounds like Pharrell made this. It's just that good. It's an incredible pop-like beat, and for Lil Tecca to be able to tackle it so well just showcases that he is a pretty good artist and that he can make stuff that are more onto the popular level still, because you know, his last album was a bit more chill, unlike the big productions, all of that. It was more of a chill album all the way through, but on here you see him going with louder production, something a bit more broad, and I think it worked out especially well. And this song just showcases all of the strengths that Lil Tecca showcased this year. Amazing vocals from him, super catchy beat, and yeah, hopefully Lil Tecca can continue this run of having like one big hit every year, because I genuinely think that he is really good at crafting albums and at making hit songs.
Better watch your words, I get you X by the shit you tweet. I told lil' bro if it's personal, he better jump out and do it on feet.
Okay, number 6. First of all, shout out to all 3 of you who agree with me, because I know a lot of people don't like this song all that much. But anyways, at number 6 we have GBP by Central C and 21 Savage, and this was one of like the first songs to drop this year. It dropped alongside Wham by Lil Baby, if I'm not mistaken, and this was just a generational banger. I'm not the biggest Central C fan. I mean, he is like really hit or miss in my opinion. For example, his EP with Dave was amazing, and he has some really solid songs like GBP or 10 or Top Freestyle, but he also has a lot of misses because he tends to be a bit repetitive. But on this song, it just feels like he is rapping his ass off. He's just flowing super well through this amazing production, to the point that I honestly think that he did way better than 21 Savage. Not to say that 21 Savage was bad, but Central C was definitely more intriguing than him. And then the sample that is implemented into the beat just sounds super amazing. I really like it, and the drums in here that sound like a Memphis track just add that extra touch that it needed. If it was just another generic type of drill beat, which is what Central C usually uses, then I don't think I would have liked this song nearly as much. But the production being so good really adds to it, and it's just a really good collaboration, and one of the best ways that Central C could have promoted his album, which came out like a week after this song. So yeah, hopefully we get more songs like this and less songs like the one that he made with Lil Durk, which was not it.
It wasn't you, it was me.
Now, before we continue with the list, I would just like to quickly ask you that if you are liking the video so far and you like rap content, then I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. It will really help me out. I have a lot of stuff planned for this year, and I also have some upcoming lists for the best and worst albums, so yeah. Anyways, back to the video. Number 5, we have Rather Lie by Playboi Carti and The Weeknd. And like, yeah, there had to be a Playboi Carti song in here. Like, Music was a huge project. It was my most listened album of the year, and I'm pretty sure it was the most listened album by a lot of people out there, mainly because it had so many songs. But yeah, my personal favorite from this had to be Rather Lie. And I remember when I first heard the album and I saw everyone freaking out over this song, I thought it was severely overrated. Like, I really didn't think it was that great. But after listening to it a bunch more times, I just love this song now. The production is super heavenly and it just makes you feel like you are floating. It has that like nightcore type of sound to it, and I just love it a lot. And yeah, I definitely feel like Carti needs to do a lot of more of those more melodic songs. Like, I still like the aggressive ones like Cocaine Nose or Philly, but these ones just sounds like Carti put some extra effort into them. They sound way better produced, better crafted. It just sounds like they were planned out way better than a lot of the other songs. The Weeknd on the hook sounds amazing, and I mean, like, it's The Weeknd, what else would you expect out of him? And Carti with both of his verses with the switches in the voice style, I think it's also really cool. And yeah, I don't know whether I like this song more than Timeless, but they are both really great collaborations, much better than Popular, and I hope we keep getting more Carti and The Weeknd collaborations. Well, no, now that I think about it, The Weeknd is no longer making music, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, hopefully if The Weeknd makes a comeback as another name or something, I don't know. Just let's get more music from these two, please.
Won't hold you, I told you, I need you, like now, I need you to pull up, give me face right now.
Now, at number 4, I think a lot of people might consider that this song is a bit too high, and it might be recency bias, not because the song released recently, it came out months ago, but it was very recently that I gained like an obsession with this song, and I'm listening to it like every day, repeating it constantly. So maybe if you ask me for the top 10 songs of 2025 in a couple of months, I won't have this one so high, or maybe I won't have it at all in this list. But right now, at the time of me recording this, I really feel like it is one of the best songs of the year. And it comes once again to what I discussed in the honorable mentions. BNYX is just such an amazing producer at making these electronic beats, and I really feel like this is the better sound that it can go to. Rather than making more rage songs, I feel like this electronic rap sound that he does alongside BNYX is just perfect, and it is way more unique than rage, because like, who else is really making electronic rap like BNYX and Yeet are doing? And yeah, the production here is amazing, the keys are really catchy, and like the grandiose aspect that comes on the hook, like it has some synths in the back and like a choir at some point. It just sounds amazing. Like, BNYX is such an amazing producer, and I'm really happy that he is still making such great beats. And yet, you cannot understand the amount of times that I've been singing the hook of this song just because it's so catchy. I love it so much. The verses are like your standard Yeet verses, which is totally fine. He didn't really need to do something all that different. When the hook is that good, I don't really care for the verses all that much, to be honest. But yeah, just a really catchy song, and hopefully his next studio album ends up being his best, because the way that things have been going for him and BNYX, I really think that his next album could be his best one yet.
Believe these flows teach egos to freeze and then recede. I'm C4 beneath your Jeep the second you turn that keyhole and he blows.
Next up, a complete switch up from the songs that we've been talking about so far. We have Clouds by J. Cole. And to be honest, I kind of forgot at some point that this song came out this year, because it's like a really low-key song and it's not like a mainstream song that a lot of people are gonna be bumping, so you kind of forget about it. But every time that it comes on, I just vibe to it completely. The production on this is just such a chill song and perfect for like a late night drive. It just makes you wanna go out, lay on the grass and look at the sky, look at the stars in the night. It's just such an amazing beat. Then his flows on here, I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like he is rapping his ass off, like in a really aggressive way, but he just sounds so chill. Like if I was flowing like this, I would like be crazy and like screaming at the top of my lungs, but he's just making this sound so effortless and it's so just so great. And then on the song, when he starts talking about like that in the future songs will all be generated by AI and there will no longer be human beings on the industry. Remember, this song came out on February of 2025. And if you remember, not that long ago on November, there was this AI artist, Sania Monet, which made a song that was like really popular and went like to chart on the Billboard and on Spotify and everywhere, and it was just like such a big scandal. So like seeing how J. Cole's lyrics end up proving him true, proving him right once again, and for it to take such a short amount of time, it's just like it becoming true is kind of horrible because it's really scary, but at the same time it also goes to show how J. Cole always thinks out his lyrics, and yeah, it's an amazing song.
You ain't solid, ain't valid, you ain't malice, been quiet, ain't right, you ain't Paris, blow money.
Now at number 2, we have a song that I know a lot of people are going to have a number 1 on their top 10 of best songs of the year, and that is So Be It by Clips. And I had to include a song out of Let God Sort Them Out. And out of the songs from this album that charted, this one was easily my favorite one. Just the hypnotic beat and the amazing sample that Pharrell used for this, it's crazy. And I really did not believe that Pharrell Williams made this beat, because out of the stuff that I've heard from him, which I have not heard every single song that Pharrell has produced, but I have heard a lot of songs from him, and this one just sounds so different to everything that I've heard from him, but it still sounds great. It's super hard. Then you have the two amazing verses from both Pusha T and Malice. They both do insane, and like, yeah, technically Pusha T has like 3 verses on this song and Malice only has 1, but still Malice as always just stole the show with his amazing verse. Pusha T had a great opener, the second verse was also great, and then you had the fourth one with all of the Travis disses, which to me, like, when you saw the rollout for this album, he talked a lot about the Travis stuff, so like I was really expecting something more to come out of that, like a whole diss track, but this verse was kind of the only thing on the record that was aimed towards Travis, which was a bit weird, but I still enjoyed in this song, even though I maybe wish that he would attack that a bit more in some other parts of the album, but it is on this song and it is really good. The wordplay is amazing, the DJ Khaled shout out is definitely something, and yeah, just an amazing song that showcases that no matter how old a rapper can get, they can still make amazing songs, so there is no excuse for Lil Wayne. Shut the fuck up.
Live in the reg, live in the flesh, I manifest every dollar sign I could collect. I could look in the face of a threat, but never sweat. You sweet, get out of the streets when niggas doing it.
Finally, at number 1, like, ever since I listened to this song for the first time, I already knew that there was no way any other song would surpass this one for me, and I was right. Offset has always been one of my favorite trap rappers, and a severely underrated one in his solo catalog, at least, because like the Migos were super successful, but Offset as a solo rapper is still great in my opinion, and I really enjoy a lot of his music. And for the longest time, I've been wanting him to collab with Jid, but it was sort of like that dream collab that you really never expect to get. But then he announced this song and I was so shocked and so excited for this to come out. Then you mix that up with the amazing production that this song has. The Drowning Pool sample is amazing, and then the Memphis-like drums that it has just hit super hard. And yeah, like Jid of course stole the show with his verse. The flow switches are nasty, the wordplay is sick, and like the last section of his verse is like so crazy with how fast he's flowing. It's just great. And yeah, even though a lot of people said that like Jid washed on this song and like he was the standout, I really want to give credit to Offset. Yes, Jid's verse was better, there's no debating that, but Offset also did great on this track. Even though I like a lot of his stuff, I really like it a lot more when he's rapping like super fast, because like he has done that on a lot of songs. If you look at him on Deads or Say My Grace, I mean like it's not that he's rapping super fast, but he's like rapping, not like on a melodic way, if you get what I'm saying. And it's exactly what we get on here. He has this amazing flow, and like to be honest, he held up so that it wasn't like one of those cases where the feature carried the song. You enjoy both of the verses because both of them are great. And yeah, the bridge with the choir on the back is also amazing, and the outro sounds really good. Just a banger of a song, and really you all should check out both Offset's solo catalog and the Jid's catalog, both some of the best rappers that we had on 2025, and this collab was just basically a dream come true for me. But there you have it, that is my top 10 of the best songs of 2025. Let me know what is your favorite song of the year on the comments. Now I'm doing this where I record all of the audio for the video before I actually edit the video, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be dropping this before or after Don't Be Dumb drops. If I somehow managed to drop it before, then be on the lookout for my quick review of Don't Be Dumb whenever that comes out. It'll be on the same style as the leaks review that I did, and also the one for What Happened to the Streets. Pretty excited for it, so yeah. And if this dropped after that, then look forward for my ranking of the top 10 worst albums of 2025, which should be my next video that I'm gonna start working on. I'm really gonna try to be able to make them all before we get to March. Last year again I only dropped one of the videos, which was the worst albums of the year. This year I'm already at 2 videos, so hopefully I can make the other ones quickly. And yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and see you all next time.